In my last video, I spoke about the chart that had comfortably crossed the 50-day moving average, and all the indicators were looking fairly promising and positive and everything else. And then last night, while I was busy with a few other things and just keeping my eye on the charts, this happened, what you see right now. Now, I honestly can't explain what had happened. I don't have an answer for it. The only explanation or possible explanation I can come up with it is that there is still a lot of market manipulation happening. My observation so far is if the Bitcoin market is left alone to its own devices, I'm talking about lately now, the price slowly creeps up as in a normal fashion that you can actually predict by the charts and see. But things like this just aren't explainable. Not to me, not with my limited knowledge of charting and everything else. It seems to be that the powers that be, whoever is playing with these markets, leaves them alone for a while, and they rise, they start to rise, and then whoever it is decides that, okay, that's enough, and they just hammer the market down. This is the only explanation I can come up with at the moment. But no matter who it is or why they're doing it, a market that stays down doesn't make anybody any money. Yes, they can short Bitcoin at some point and make a little bit of money like that, but once they've made their money, where does it benefit anybody? So my theory is that at some point, and it has to be pretty soon, because the market has been down for a long time, there's been a lot of good news as far as Bitcoin is concerned, the acceptance level has risen, everything is positive about not just Bitcoin, but the crypto industry as a whole. The blockchain industry the whole setup is looking very promising. It's showing signs that the public as a whole is accepting it and starting to use it and finding use cases for the blockchain, and it is definitely becoming more popular. Now, when something becomes more popular, it becomes more valuable automatically. There's no doubt about it. Now, what is happening, as you can see now, it's still dropping. I honestly believe that these markets have been brought down purposely so that certain people can get into the markets at good prices, and once these people are all in, or once most of them are in, and they start to lose their influence, the only way they can benefit from the markets is if the price goes up. And the longer they keep these markets down, the higher the pressure is building for these markets to climb. So it is my opinion and hope that the longer this downward trend keeps on, the higher the pressure is building, and when this finally does change and start to go up, the longer it takes for it to happen, the faster and more fierce it is going to happen. I think Bitcoin at this stage is going to reach a point where it's just going to explode. The pressure is building so much that I don't think, or rather we're going to reach a stage where even the people who are manipulating it won't be able to contain it. I honestly can't see this keeping on for much longer. It's a crazy situation, and I think we have to be, well, the longer time goes forward, the closer we must be getting to that turn, and the higher the pressure has to be building. That's my opinion. Having said that, I've maintained all along that this level, this support level of around 6,000, or actually it's yeah, just maybe just under 6,000, but let's call it 6,000. If the price drops to 6,000 or below, then I would honestly be worried. I'm not saying that Bitcoin is going to disappear and go to zero. I don't think that'll ever happen. But if it goes down below that, below the 6,000 level, I think it's going to go down a fair bit more. And for anybody who has got into Bitcoin on the recent lows, if you are needing if they got into Bitcoin on the recent lows with the idea of coming into profit pretty soon, I think if we cross the 6,000 mark, I think those people, if you are needing to be or to get an ROI on your investment soon, I think when we approach the 6,000 mark, and definitely when we approach the, what's it, about 6,850 or so, or rather 5,850, if we approach that mark and definitely cross that line, but I would say to be safe, the 6,000 mark, if we cross the 6,000 mark and it still looks like it's showing no signs of turning around, then I would, if it was me, I would strongly consider getting out of the market until it turned around. Because although I said it, I don't think it'll ever go to zero. I think it'll be a while before it returns to anything above 6,000. I could be wrong. We might take a strong dip right down and then all of a sudden explode, which is a distinct possibility, but I can't guarantee it. I definitely would be worried though if it crossed the 6,000 mark. Like I said, this is something I didn't see coming. I couldn't see it coming, not from my limited knowledge of charting. The charts were in the positive territory. They didn't show any signs of this kind of a sell-off happening again. It's like an extension of the sell-off which happened over the weekend. It's crazy. But yeah, it is what it is. As I said, I can't explain this. I'm hoping to get some more clarity from people who know a lot more than me. I'm going to be doing some research on this. Hopefully I can find some news that can explain this. But to me, this just reeks of more market manipulation. And at some point it's got to stop. It has to. They can't continue making money from a Bitcoin price that just keeps falling. It can't be done. It's not sustainable in the end. But a rising Bitcoin price is where the money comes from. It's where more money, new money comes into Bitcoin. So I think look out for that. The pressure is definitely building. It has to be. But yeah, be on the lookout for that drop to 6,000. Personally, I still can't see it happening. It's just, although we are only $470 away from it, anything's possible. So be on the lookout for that. Changing the subject, as we know, or in my last video on the Dignity token, Arbitrate put out an email, last call for the DIG holders on the CECEX exchange, and they said that the swap on CECEX would be happening in the next 72 hours, which would be by the end of tomorrow, Thursday. They said that people should send in their screenshots and they would be sending out an email. Now, from that email, I couldn't understand whether they'll be sending out an email to those people who sent in the screenshots or a general email. I would imagine a general email. I've just checked my mail and they haven't sent anything out yet. So they might be cutting it a little bit fine again, or they've hit more problems. Who knows? But there is no news at the moment. I've had somebody ask me whether they should move their tokens off of Livecoin to get the airdrop. That is not known yet. At the moment, nobody can move tokens in or out of Livecoin wallets. The wallets are locked. Deposits and withdrawals have been stopped. So just stick around. I promise you the airdrop will not happen without us being told how it's going to happen. They will never do that. I do know that. So just hang in there. News will be coming shortly, I am sure. So stick around on that part. And if they do stick true to their word, you will be getting those people that have Dignity tokens on the CECEX exchange will be getting an email pretty shortly, I am sure, about how to go about getting your Dignity token swapped for the new token. So look out for that. It has to be coming. It's got to come. That's all for me for now. I know not much good news, but it is what it is today. But never despair. Bitcoin's here to stay, and this is a buy opportunity. Wait for it to hit what you consider to be a new low. It's a buy opportunity. The lower we go and the lower you buy, the greater your profits are going to be when this finally does explode. And I am 100% sure that it will explode pretty soon. It has to. It can't stay down like this forever. So as long as you are not desperate to make your ROI very quickly, I think Bitcoin is a good buy at the moment. Anyway, That's it for me today. Cheers.